Alright, hey, what's up guys? I'm here today for the first time showing you guys the very first video I've ever tried making. This is kind of something for me just to try out and, we'll see how it goes. If I get a lot of views, a lot of likes, a lot of people liking what I'm doing, then I'll keep it going. So today I'll be playing American Truck Simulator. I have just bought my first truck. I went through and did a bunch of quick, short deliveries to start off with, and then I decided to go ahead and get a loan for about $150,000 to give me about an extra 60 grand, 70 grand, give or take, after I went ahead and put my money in towards the truck. The truck cost me about 130 grand, so that, kind of tells you guys how much I had before I went ahead and decided to take out the loan. I really started out here deciding to pick a good load that would be something where it'd give me enough time to give a good idea and still kind of get used to the controls. I've only had this game for a little while now. I am using a brand new Xbox One controller that I haven't gotten much experience with, and like I said, just got the game, so still trying to get the controls figured out at times, and it's not fully compatible with the controller yet. So I've actually been working on trying to get it compatible with the way I play, or in other words, like getting certain buttons where I want them yet. I haven't really customized the buttons quite yet. I'm really to the point where I'm going to use probably half the keyboard and half the controller at the same time, just because the controller doesn't offer enough buttons with as many buttons as this game really gives you. Frame rate issues, you guys might see I might lag a little bit, mainly in the beginning of the video. Going through town here, I noticed that I have a little bit of a frame rate issue. I think I was jumping between 15 and 30 FPS, and it dropped a couple times down around 10. So I had, like I said, a little bit of it looks like I'm lagging, and it's more or less just the frame rate's dropping on me. The rest of the video, the frame rate stayed really nice though, so that is one bonus to this, definitely. So anyway, this will be my very first video, like I once said. My goal here is to give you guys a bunch of updates on what I'm doing with my games, and give you guys a good run around on how these games are, especially for those people that can't afford to get a gaming PC or really anything that's capable of running some of these different games. Myself, I can't run some of the best games out there, but I can run some decent ones, that a lot of people are a fan of. So I figured a good start would be to run American Truck Sim. As far as that goes, really, so far, I think it's an amazing game. I really, like I said, haven't really gotten into it too much. Saw a lot of videos on it. Saw it was on sale on Steam, so I decided to go ahead and pick it up for 10 bucks instead of 20. I went ahead and got all the DLC, everything with it, and didn't spend more than, I think, $15. The game, it really plays smooth. The graphics are very nice compared to some of the other simulators out there. I also have, Car Mechanic Sim, My Summer Car, some games along those lines, and they still don't push the graphics like this one does. I mean, Car Mechanic Sim 15 is up there, but I really think this one blows it away. Sorry about that little jump back there. Really what happened was I was recording, and out of nowhere the recording software I use that came with my graphics card decided to kind of take a crap on me and go, well, guess what, we're going to quit recording and not tell you. So I think it has to do with the fact that my frame rates kept dropping. But I went ahead and edited, if I could speak today, a big section right there. That way you don't really notice whole much. It's just bam, I'm back on the highway. Because what I had done in the time where I thought I was recording and I wasn't, I went ahead and I went and grabbed my load, hooked it up to the trailer, and I went and had to get some rest because my rest meter was completely full. Did not even realize it on how tired I was. So got some rest, got ahead and got on the highway. That's when I realized that it all had kind of decided to not record on me. Anyway, really I'm going to try and be as legit as I can be with this game. Other than the fact that, as you guys see, I'm not using my actual mirrors. I popped up the screen mirrors because half the time I don't drive in the cockpit view when I'm not recording. I may not do every load in recording. I might just kind of pinpoint some of the major aspects. Like this one, I'm really focusing on the fact that this is my first run in this truck. It had 0 miles at all when I started this trip. Maybe 1 from moving it around into the garage. But that's all I have on this truck. So far, upgrades wise, when I bought the truck, it cost me about 130 grand instead of the typical 113 because I went ahead and upgraded to the Cummins motor, the one, and then I went ahead and got the, I think it was a 13 speed with retarder. That way I could take the heavier loads a little bit easier on the hills without too much of an issue. I did some minor upgrades, like I got the little blind spot mirrors as my primary mirrors on the bottom of each mirror, as you see there. And I also decided to go ahead and get, I think it was the bug deflector, or no, it was a thing, maybe it was a light deflector or a light guard, something like that. It's a shiny guard right underneath the headlight. Changed out the bumper, and added a bunch of lights on the top of the truck. Other than that, I really haven't messed with too much on the truck. I did change up the chassis to handle heavier loads. It's not as great for normal loads, but it does great for the heavy cargo, which eventually I plan on putting this truck for a little bit of everything. So I focus on a little bit of all of it. And as I was saying earlier, this game, it's got some really good graphics. It's got a lot of really nice detail that you wouldn't really expect out of a game like this. Anyway, as you see, some of these moments where my FPS drops, you can kind of see it lags out. It drives me insane. And there was a couple moments where I had to pause the video and kind of jump through. I'm still learning how to edit these videos properly, but I think I've done a decent job, especially for our first video. The biggest thing with this game really is the fact that there's a lot of driving. You have to have a patience, but at the same time, you can go to the point of, hey, look, I can actually enjoy the scenery in this game, which is a big aspect of it. If you can't really enjoy the scenery, this game's not worth as much as it seems to be. That's one thing about 18 Wheels of Steel American Long Haul. I loved that game. I've had it basically since it came out, with a couple other simulators that came in a pack with it. And, it's a great game, especially for its day and age from when it was made. I played it, I've got a good 800 hours into that game. That was before I had a professional built gaming PC, and had the higher end stuff, so of course I could run it on my old laptop. And I played the crap out of it. Well, the biggest issue with that game was it was so pixelated. It's just like you're on a PS2, playing San Andreas, and then you go look at GTA 5, and it's like, well, great, And I will say that they did an amazing job with this game overall. I had one big issue with it crashing when I first started playing it, doing some of the quick runs. It was whenever I hit a certain intersection, it would always crash. Come to find out, some of the mods I were using decided to interact with the game a little bit in a negative way, so I had to disable like 3 or 4 of my mods, and then it works great. The mods I am using, though, I do believe there's one for realism in the buildings. For instance, making like Walmart, Pizza Hut, UPS trucks, FedEx trucks, real police cars instead of the typical Crown Vic that they have you push on here. And then at some other point, I also put on, I want to say it was a traffic mod for the FPS to try and help merging into traffic, because I know this game does have an issue when you're trying to merge into heavy traffic. The traffic are assholes. They don't like to do anything for you. They will cut you off, they will slam into you, they really don't care. And it's one thing I really hope that over time and over updates as it all goes along, that they really find a way to fix that in this game before we end up with more problems than we need. Other than that, like I said, so far this game I haven't found any problems with it. This first load here, I want to say it was around 35,000 pounds and getting paid about $60 a mile. And the reason for that being is I've already upgraded to the explosives perk, I guess is what you would call it, skill, perk, whatever. And that skill or perk is really what has put the availability to be able to make so much money off the bat. I do have other ones, you know. I think I have one for economy, one for long distance, one for fragile goods, and I think one more. I don't really remember what the last one is that I just did. I just kind of going in a row, not really caring too much. I do know for sure that I was having issues really staying in a straight line. Like, if you can look, if you pay attention to the way I'm driving, I was trying to keep the trailer centered more than anything than the front, and I kept having an issue where I would turn and I would counteract too hard on the controller, and it would pull me completely in an ass backwards position. And I'm like, no, it's not what I want. And another thing about this game, I noticed using the Xbox One controller, the brakes are so touchy. I mean, you barely hit that trigger, and you're dead smack, dead stop. I mean, you're done, you're stopped. As far as everything else goes with this, guys, cut me some slack. I know I'm saying a lot. I'm trying to really think of what to say, how to say it, and I will say that I am recording after I record the gameplay. I'm doing audio after visual. I figure it might be a little bit easier for me to edit that way and a little bit better to explain things. Instead of trying to think of it as I'm trying to think of what I'm doing in the game and make sure I'm doing things legitimately in the game. One thing I thought really was odd about this moment right here is I see the train go by, but it was a single, just the engine. You know, I think it's cool that they incorporated the real train tracks, being able to stop at them. You know, it's a lot of things that, you know, like Euro Truck Sim, I know the first one doesn't do it. I don't think the second one does. I haven't gotten much into the second one, so I can't exactly say that much. But I do know that I was very intrigued with the fact that you can actually watch the train car go by, and I was just upset about the fact that they didn't do a full train. I mean, maybe that's just something I haven't seen yet. I don't know if this is something that happens every time, but I really hope that that they will be able to include a full train instead of just the engine going by. I mean, I understand for the time of, you know, for the way that this game's set up with how long it actually takes to get places, and, you know, comparing to a real mile, what a mile is in the game, I can understand why they would want to do just one train car and they'll let you through. But in my eyes, it helps the realism, being able to put in, you know, more than just, oh, hey, run this one car through and now we're good to go. Anyway, I will be doing other videos. I don't know when. I'll hopefully be able to get at least a second one out. I don't know on what game yet, by possibly this weekend. I do work quite a bit, and I have other things going on in my life, obviously, just like everybody else. So it takes me a couple hours to edit these videos and to get everything done the way I can, or at least this video. Hopefully it doesn't take as long on my second go around, since this video was not too bad to do, especially for the first one. I had to get, the video editing software, I had to get the audio software to be able to record, and then I had to get a conversion software, which I use a website for, because it looks like my Windows does record it, but it does not convert it to MP3, and I have to run it on MP3 to be able to run it where I need it. So, because that's what my video editing software uses, is MP3. Anyway, so I had to go from an M4A to an MP3, which I had to figure out how to do all that. Anyway, so, I was kind of thinking about it. When I first made this channel and decided to go ahead and do this, the whole reason why I even started all this, with recording the videos and getting this going and go ahead and trying this out is, I'm a pretty frequent gamer, and I'm going through and I'm always playing American Truck Sim or, Payday 2, GTA 4 with the LCPD FR mod. I also go through and sometimes I play regular GTA in story mode or online, or I hop on Insurgency. I've got a pretty good handful of games. I even have GTA 5, but I can't run that game quite yet, so you won't see any videos on GTA 5 yet. And I'm like, why not go ahead and see if I can try and let other people enjoy what I'm doing if they can't, or if they have any questions about anything, or, there's those people out there, like for me, I knew American Truck Sim was out, and I was thinking about getting it. But I'm like, I don't know how this gameplay is going to be. I don't know if I'm really going to enjoy it. So I hopped on, and one of the YouTubers that really inspired me to do all this, Bay Area Bugs, go check him out. He's freaking awesome. He does some amazing DOJ videos of GTA 5. He went ahead and he does a bunch of videos with Jeff Favignano, if I can ever pronounce his name, and they do American Truck Sim, multiplayer and single. And I'm like, okay, I'll check him out. And when I was watching him, I really got a good idea on what I should do for my videos and to get a good aspect of how to make my own videos. But at the same time, it gave me a good idea how that game played and if I would enjoy it or not, knowing the way I play games and how I like to play games. This is more of a slow-paced game. If you want to sit back, relax, just focus on going down the road and looking at your environment, this is a great game for you. But if you're one of those people that you got to constantly be doing something and running around, full-blown action, heart racing, that's going to be more of a, Need for Speed, Call of Duty, Battlefield, stuff like that. Something that's more fast-paced, deep into the action. American Truck Sim, let's relax, let's grab a drink, sit here, listen to some music, and enjoy the drive. And that's really what it's about. You make money in the meantime, and yeah, you can, get a business. You basically create your own enterprise or business, and you can hire other drivers, buy other trucks, have them make you money. But in my eyes, the whole concept of this is to discover the different places around you. And I'm so excited because I know that there's another DLC pack coming out, and it's going to be for New Mexico. And I've already got the one, I've got everything. I've got Nevada, I've got California, and I've obviously got the new DLC that came out not too long ago, which was Arizona. And I started my place out, actually, my garage in Arizona. And I think here I was running from somewhere, I want to say it was all in Arizona, and I was going from Phoenix to the very top right of Arizona. I'm not sure exactly what town. I know it wasn't Flagstaff. I think that's more towards Phoenix. But anyway, I just decided, it'd be a good game for me based on that much. And I think this might be a good way to show other people, hey, look at this. This is kind of a neat game. You can see how it plays, how what you can do in the game. Basically, you're getting a decent rundown of what you do throughout the whole game just by watching this one video. Now, there's going to be different things that come along, but it's kind of a neat game in its own. Now, eventually, some of the games I will be posting videos about. I know I'm kind of jumping in sections here about what I'm talking about. Like I said, just trying to keep on my mind exactly what all I want to talk about. But I think where I'm at is I'm going to run some videos probably on Payday 2, given some time. I definitely want to run some videos, more of them, on American Truck Sim. Euro Truck Sim, the first one, I may make some videos on. I'm not 100% sure yet on that. I definitely will on Sniper Ghost Warrior 2. So far, an amazing game. Made it through the first mission or two, and I am blown away by that game for the fact of how old it is and the fact that I can run it at ultra graphic settings, 60 frames per second, not a drop. Now, if you guys have any criticism for me, I'm not, gonna reject any criticism. It's always nice, especially as a newcomer towards YouTube, as a new YouTuber, to get the nice criticism from other people. Obviously, there's going to be negative things, and I'll accept them, and I'll take them into consideration when I record for my future videos. And there's also going to be positive things. Positive is great. Negative's also needed. I need to be able to know what's bad and what's good about maybe the way I'm talking, how much I'm talking, what I'm talking about, whatever. Don't be afraid to criticize me in any which way or form, but don't be rude about it either. Try and be polite. Criticism is criticism, but try and be polite when you leave the comments. Don't be afraid to leave me comments. I want to know what you guys think, and I will try and reply to every comment as it comes up. Like I said, I do work a full-time job, and I'm also, always doing side work, trying to make extra money. So to me, It may not be as simple as, oh, I can reply right now. I mean, it might take me some time to reply. But what I will say is that this day and age, this is something I'm really hoping to progress with in a good way. I think you guys will enjoy the videos I make. I think you guys will be able to help me out a lot. And I'll keep uploading as long as you guys, like up those videos, subscribe, and... Now, with all that said, if you guys ever want to see anything, for instance, let's say I'm playing GTA 4, you guys want me to play out a certain scenario on single player, because I will not go online with the LCPD FR, because I do not know if they would ban my account. If you guys have any info on that, it'd actually be kind of nice to know, because I'd like to go on GTA 4 with LCPD FR, but I'm not 100% sure whether or not I would actually get banned for trying to go online with mods right now. Because from what I've been told, Rockstar's really cracked down on every one of their games, not just GTA 5 with modding, especially on PC and PS4 from what I've seen. Because I do play a lot of GTA 5 on PS4, but you guys will not, unfortunately, see any videos with my PlayStation 4 because the recording software I am using is actually part of my graphics card. I'm running the GeForce Experience software, and it runs my FPS counter, recording, screenshots, the whole 9 yards. Amazing software. I mean, even if you guys don't have a NVIDIA GeForce graphics card, it is something to definitely look into if you guys ever want to get your own recording software that doesn't cost anything, that's really good and easy, simple to use, that works great. Anyway, as I was saying, you guys ever want to see me do anything, play out certain scenarios, maybe if you guys want to see, let's say, an install mod tutorial, or even as much as, hey, can you guys play American Truck Sim and do a longer run, or shorten my video, make videos longer, make videos shorter, definitely let me know. I'd love to, in a sense, cater to your guys' needs. It's the whole point. I want to be there to be able to do what I can for you guys. These videos aren't necessarily for me. I mean, in a sense, they are. It gives me a sense of joy and pride to be able to make these videos and share them with everybody I know. But I will say that, and even the people I don't know, I kind of cut myself off there, but, it's even nice to share these videos with the people I don't know. And it's one thing that I'm used to. I can share a video I record with a friend of mine saying, hey, dude, come here, look at this. But you can't share it with those people that would get the most out of it, if that makes any sense. Maybe that best friend is the person that would get the most out of it, but the likelihood of it is there's somebody out there that's looking around on YouTube or, looking around online searching for videos that are saying, oh man, that is awesome, I like this so much more than what anybody else really would. There's always that person that would love it more than the people you can show it to directly yourself. Like I said, guys, it's really nice to be able to start up this. Every subscriber counts. Every like really counts right now. I just need to get started on it, get those subscribers built up, and I will definitely keep uploading. Like I said, I'm going to try and have my next video uploaded on Sunday latest. Going to have, special company from Friday to Sunday. Today's Thursday night, so I can't guarantee I'll get one out this weekend, but I'm really going to try. If you guys want a certain game, I can let you know if I have it, and I can start up a series on it. This will probably be the very first episode of a series of videos. I'm not just going to do one video on each game. I'm probably going to do something like episodes, episode 1, episode 2, give them each thumbnails, and kind of go from there. When it comes down to guide walkthroughs, I wouldn't mind doing, maybe a single player walkthrough of how to play the game and how to beat it on certain games, if you guys want me to do that for you. Because I've beat GTA 4 about 5 or 6 times, depending on what system. I beat it, I think, once or twice on 360, 2 or 3 times on PS3, and I've on my way of beating it on the PC right now. So I'm definitely open to do those kind of things. At this point in time, I was driving in the game, and I'm trying to think about everything I can talk about, because, when you're running, especially like a 30-minute video, or, and even a 15-minute or an hour, anywhere, any video, you really got to think about what you got to say, what you want to say, how much you want to talk, if you want to just cut out certain sections of the game. majority of my driving in this one was left in, and I purposely did that just because the plain and simple fact is I kind of wanted to talk as much as I can to give you guys a good idea on what I was doing, what I will be doing, and what I hope for and what I expect and what I hope you guys expect. Now, this part of the game, I pulled up in here and I was like, this is awesome. It sends you to a mine quarry. This is something that you don't typically see, and I was really surprised with the diversity in the drop-off locations, because I've seen bugs do a ton of these drop-offs, but he went to this one, I want to say almost the exact same site. The difference was the placement of the drop-off, like where he actually backs it up. Every single time it's in a different spot. It could be up that way on the right there, it could be down here to the left like it is here, but the angles, even if it's down here to the left, this angle it's at is completely different than what it would be at for him. You know what I'm saying? And if you noticed, I kind of stuck the trailer against the wall. Luckily, didn't damage it. I accidentally was trying to pull that corner a little too short, cut the corner a little too tight, ended up rubbing that trailer up against that fence. And you guys will see me pause every time I go to shift into reverse or drive, and the reason for that is since I'm using the Xbox One controller, I have actually been having to use the shift up in control, or sorry, the right shift in control. The shift shifts from neutral to drive, and the control goes down. I can always switch that, but I kind of like doing it this way because that means my left trigger is always brake, and it's strictly the air brakes, and then the right trigger is going to be constantly throttle, and that is really nice for when you're trying to maneuver something. The only thing I don't like is my steering response is really slow at full crank, so I actually need to go in and turn that up. I haven't quite gotten that far yet. I do plan on, hopefully pretty soon, actually getting a G27 or a Logitech G29, probably the G29 so I can use it with the PS4. That way I have the H shifter with all the button controls and everything that I would need on the dash to be able to actually get what I want in control and be able to get more of a realistic feel, because it has force feedback, and you know the shifter is extra, but it has the realistic feel with the brake pedal from what I have read online and what I've been told, which is awesome. I mean, I think that is amazing for me. Now, as it comes down to the end here, I just want to remind you guys, you know, I really would like to get as many subscribers as possible, and at the same time, you know, like it up. If you guys liked the video, great. If you guys didn't, tell me why. You know, tell me what I can improve on. I'm not away from criticism in any which way or form, but I will definitely be uploading more, and talk to you guys later. You guys have a awesome day.